A Prayer in Spring by Robert Frost. Oh, give us pleasure in the flowers today, and give us not to think so far away as the uncertain harvest. Keep us here, all simply in the springing of the year. Oh, give us pleasure in the orchard white, like nothing else by day, like ghosts by night. And make us happy in the happy bees, the swarm dilating round the perfect trees. And make us happy in the darting bird that suddenly above the bees is heard, the meteor that thrusts in with needle bill, and off a blossom in midair stands still. For this is love, and nothing else is love, to which it is reserved for God above, to sanctify to what far ends He will, but which it only needs that we fulfill. I did a little bit of poetry when I was going through school, but definitely not like I have now. Each year, my children and I choose a poet that we're going to read. I don't want to say study, because we definitely don't study the poems just yet because my kids are young. But we read the poems, and we try to read one poem for every school week, and we listen to it. We read some background about the author. This year we chose Robert Frost, and so we've been reading poems from him and reading about his life, and the kids have all chosen one poem of his that they will memorize. Well, this year I decided I'm going to memorize a poem along with my kids, and so I chose A Prayer in Spring. I thought it was pretty perfect for this time of year. It's definitely more important for us to listen to the poem and hear the beauty and appreciate the words and understand the meaning than to take it apart at this stage in our learning. It's been really nice to be able to just sit around and read poetry in this way, and also have the kids memorize poems. Since we've been reading poetry, we have read Robert Frost this year. Last year was Emily Dickinson. The year before that was Walt Whitman. And before that was Robert Louis Stevenson. So next year, I'm trying to decide between Wendell Berry and my grandmother's poetry. Okay, getting my Naturalist app out. Woo woo! One of the best resources for homeschooling. Click Observe. I'm observing this, and snap a picture of it. Because I really don't know what a lot of this stuff is. And I'm going to get my suggestions, and the suggestions are winter cresses, or bitter winter cress, land cress. So that's something else that I need to see about. It doesn't quite say what you can do with them, if they have any kind of function other than they're just pretty and they might bother my allergies. We'll see. Another thing that we do in our homeschool besides read poetry is to learn hymns. And we do this with the help of Happy Hymnody, and I will link their webpage and their YouTube page below. But this month is a perfect hymn, which has turned into one of my favorites. If thou but suffer God to guide thee. And I'll just sing for you the first verse. If thou but suffer God to guide thee, and hope in him through all your ways, he'll give thee strength whate'er betide thee, and bear thee through the evil days. Who trust in God's unchanging love, built on the rock that naught can move. Thanks for joining us today. Take care.